All right, we move on to linguistics. I'm going to tell you everything I know about the language. So, talking and speaking in general, here's some things I know. Talking, you, as I said before, stand up straight, breathe. Keep your composure and hold your hands together. Develop a breathing technique with your hands. It can be anything. Anything that you have. Hold your hands together and breathe. Doing something like this is gonna keep your breath in. You can feel it. Or doing something like this is gonna keep your breath out. It releases more. There's less constraint. But here's another thing. Those are just the basics. Obviously, you look at them as if you're about to die. You listen, not with your heart, but with your ears. You speak with your mind. When you're using your emotions, that's when you use your heart. And lastly, you need to know how people work. And in general, here's a tip that I learned from talking to someone. If you want to know something or if you want to get a certain reaction, you give information about the topic. So if I want to hear something that this girl is saying, let's say it's some girl, S, and I wanted to hear what she was saying about some relationships, I could find some information if she's good enough for me to date. That actually happened. She was like, don't worry about it. I was like, actually. But R said so and so that you did that. She was like, what? And then she was compelled to start talking. You give information about the certain topic, then people are going to be more compelled to talk to you. I guarantee it. 80 to 90% valuability on that. Next thing, speak constantly. Well, this is in addition to the last thing. Speak constantly, practice your words, read and write. I didn't realize this, but when I was reading those 100 pages, I was able to read things much faster. I was able to speak faster. I was able to perform better. So combined with all those techniques, learning some things, being observant at what they're doing. Maybe if you give them something, you get this in return, or you do that and you get this. In general, it's when you give someone something, you give them a story and you make it seem so good. You give them value. What I mean by value? Value can be what you're teaching them, like what I'm giving you, or a tip that is valuable that you can use. You give them value, you give them insights, and they're going to be compelled to give you back more, especially females, because they love to talk. That is their thing. They love to go on and on and on and on, and men like to see an end to things. If you give them a tip that gives a straightforward point, they're going to want more information to get to the end. Females, you give them some stuff, kind of talk and drag it out a little bit, get the value in, and slowly add in them tips. Females drag out, males straightforward.